Hey, Loco Sports fans, welcome to the Thursday night edition of the Loco Sports Lowdown, aka the Loco Pigskin Preview Edition. We will be previewing all the games ahead tomorrow night in Week 7 of the high school football season. I might get distracted from time to time. I have the NFL game over here. I have the Phillies Dodgers game
It's
in
a
front of
loaded
me.
night. We got
Also, got to keep tab on my Cubbies starting real soon. It is a
yep.
very busy night in sports. Happy fall break to all who celebrate. It was a great day of not having to go to school today, and we have a great day of not having to go to school tomorrow, and then we get the weekend. So, congratulations to us for making it to fall break. That does mean we have a little bit lighter schedule this week, with a couple of the teams taking off. Bluffton is off, Hilton Head is off. That might be it. Most everybody else plays.
Yep.
BA's off, I think, but most everyone plays. So should be a good week. Kind of a funky schedule. We'll get into that here in a little bit. Not that many games of like massive intrigue, I would say, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, go Cubbies.
Yeah, I think
Yankee
there still
lose.
are a few. Most notably Bishop England Bay River, which has a big
That's the
impact on
biggie. Yeah.
yep.
I'd say that's the
On,
biggie this week that we look
on
forward to the most.
Tuesday.
That'll be on Beaufort's Own, I believe, and then a little afternoon delight, Loco and Loco with JP2 and Hilton Head Prep in Sea Pines on WHHI. So that'll be your viewing choices. You can watch a doubleheader if you so choose.
Yeah,
4 o'clock kick in Sea Pines,
and both will be
7:30 kick in the
televised.
tank. Yeah,
WHHI's got the
correct.
early one, and our good friend Javon will be out at
Yep.
the tank for the nightcap. So nice
Yeah, and
little
I'm probably gonna slip out to Hardyville, for at least a little bit, but I wouldn't mind getting over to the tank and reporting on that one, watching that one a little bit too. But I don't know. I'll see how I feel tomorrow night. I may come back to the studio and hang out with you. I may head out to a game. We'll get it all figured out. If you're gonna be
yeah.
out of a game tomorrow night, let us know and we'll get you in the mix. Maybe we can get you on during Loco Pigskin Live to give us a live update on what's happening out there wherever you are. Should be a fun Friday night in the Loco. We're waiting on our friends to join us. Looking for Marcus Walsh and Max Araj to pop in. They are both running fashionably late on a Thursday night. We decided to get the show rolling and not wait. We got a tush push, first and goal tush push of formation for the Eagles. Oh boy, he went a long ways. You have Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown, you might have just got it. If you didn't, you're going to get it on second down. But Wes, what
Yeah,
else is happening around the Loco lately?
yeah.
Anything catch your eyes?
Tough one for USCB Sand Sharks yesterday. I thought they played fairly well. They were dominant as that first half went along. Josiah Pack got the scoring started, and it felt like they were in control. And they had ample opportunities to go up 2-0 in that second half. A couple of set pieces, corner kicks, and I felt like it was just a moment of time before they got another one. And then all of a sudden they go the other way, and a penalty in the box, and all of a sudden Ella Moody ties it up with 14 minutes to go, and St. Charles couldn't find another one. So that's a little bit disappointing. 1-1 draw at home against a team that certainly thought they were capable of beating. And I thought they had a pretty solid edge. 20-11 in shots. Although Georgia Southwestern really found an added gear as the match went on. They felt they got a little bit more confidence in them and nearly did tie up the game a little earlier. But I still think USCB had multiple opportunities to add another goal, especially after they got the first in that first half. Just couldn't quite find the extra insurance goal to go up ahead 2-0, and that one certainly haunted them as the game went along. So that's a tough one. Those it felt like 3 points that they needed to have kind of slip away, and those are the kinds of matches that you might
Yeah,
look back on and saying if we would have been able to win that
right.
potentially as the season concludes. So
Yeah.
he obviously still unbeaten at home, but those last two games where they had leads with into the 70th minute, and you only come away with 2 points. That's a
Yeah.
tough one to take sometimes.
Yeah. The I think the key to appreciating a good tie in soccer is knowing which one or should have been wins and which one should have been losses, because then you know whether it's a good tie or a bad tie. And speaking of good ties, he's probably not wearing a tie tonight, but he always picks out good ties. Marcus Walsh joining us. Yeah, he's in a polo.
Appreciate
I
that.
guess trash.
Yeah,
What's up,
I
buddy? You
was.
always have good ties.
Thank you, man.
Always struggling for a
Yeah,
sticker.
I was at the station from 9 to 3 today, so thought
Oh,
throw
Lowdown.
on one of the OG
Cash.
WHHI shirts.
Going
Um,
cash. What's
yeah,
going on,
Yep.
man?
we'll go cash. It's been an interesting week. I was at the station on Monday from 8:30 to 5. Like I put in like a legit day.
Like a working person.
Like a for real legit working person. Um and then was there today, had a bunch of stuff going on around the place, as in my place, Tuesday and Wednesday with errands and whatever. Saw my dentist yesterday, got a
Mm,
very clean bill of health on the
all
dental
right.
front, so
Excellent.
all is good there.
Fantastic.
Ready to get rolling with another Friday of high school football. I won't say purely a Friday night of high school football
Right?
because I'm not doing a night game. I'm doing
You've got
the
a Friday
afternoon
afternoon.
Yeah, the afternoon
light.
light from Sea Pines, and
I hope it's
that
an
should be
afternoon
interesting.
delight.
Although
We'll see.
It's gonna be steamy.
yeah, it'll be a warm. Oh no,
It's
honestly,
gonna be rainy.
it's gonna be rainy. Really,
Is it?
It's gonna be
I think
rainy
yesterday
and
was the
like
last really warm day.
68. I've
Yeah, so
got
Oh,
the
it's gonna
long
be good
pants
football weather.
that I'm gonna be
Good
wearing.
football weather.
Gonna
Yeah.
have Yeah, it's gonna be. I didn't say this in my cold open or in the very long
Max
preview
Arash has
that I
entered the
gave you
chat.
guys. What's up, buddy?
I
Um,
guess.
but this is going to be like Big Ten, 3 yards and a cloud of dust type performance that we're going to see. And I
Probably
mean,
no
I
dust tomorrow though.
don't want to give away too much, but Hilton Head Prep, excuse me, has got to be ready.
Speaking
They
of Hilton Head
they
Prep,
have to be ready.
speaking
They
of
do.
Hilton Head Prep,
Yeah.
more local sports news from golf in the skis and girls golf realm.
Yeah, how about it?
And yeah, not the best result. I mean, in terms of for a Hilton Head Prep team that has been accustomed to, so I guess what the skis of golf does is they have teams from other classifications competing alongside each other because from what I
Yep.
heard, the Trinity Collegiate um, beat Hilton Head Prep, but I thought Trinity Collegiate was a classification higher than them. So unless I'm mistaken.
Again with Skiza, I never know. I can't keep
It's just
straight what
different.
the
Yeah.
classifications are from sport
Yeah.
to sport.
Yeah,
They vary from sport to sport. So
absolutely.
I couldn't tell you what
The other thing would be
classification either of them is.
there's a chance. The other thing could be there's a chance that there's not enough girls teams from
Right.
any of the
Yeah,
divisions to where they just mash them all up together and do a
true.
I
tournament.
want to say that's true of the girls that they only had one classification.
But that would be my thought process
Yeah,
because I know the boys is quite different. Boys has
right.
division tournaments, so
So yeah, Trinity Collegiate it only lists one state champ and runner up. So I guess there were no classifications.
I
And
guess that's
then for tennis though, Hilton Head Prep is going to play Spartanburg Day in the 3A tennis championship on Friday.
wow.
All right.
So
Okay,
Some of the Dolphins.
there you go. Thanks to
Uh,
Stricklander on the old Skiza Facebook page.
Always.
That's where I got that
yeah,
info. He's the man.
always.
Man, myth,
Oh, yeah.
legend. So yeah, Hilton Head Prep. They do other things over there other than football. That's kind of their thing. Is they've diversified and
Their
specialized in a
athletics
lot of things,
portfolio.
and
Yeah.
football's not one of them. So
Yep.
Well,
um,
their basketball programs, I can't wait to either see them on the road
Yeah,
or
yeah,
specifically at home with the two new head coaches that they have leading those
Yes.
programs.
very
I
interesting
think
The
it's
new
year.
going to be
premier over there
very
for
exciting.
basketball.
Their baseball program's even
oh
really
yeah,
pretty
Yep.
good, isn't
State
it?
champs
very
this
good.
past year.
State
I'm
champs.
gonna
Yep.
have to get over there and catch some
Exceptional
baseball.
Hey,
baseball
defending
program.
state
Yep.
champs in Hilton Head Prep,
Indeed.
man. So
Yep. They
Yeah,
they're
were.
they're
They
Yep.
are.
they're
They're
going to
just
be
getting
well.
the.
And funny
they
thing is,
graduated a
defending
lot, but
They
they
did.
did graduate a lot.
They
Defending
did.
state champs in basketball and in baseball. So it's going to be
right.
interesting to see how both those two teams
Yep.
play when we get to it.
Yep,
Great
absolutely.
girls soccer squad as well.
Um,
They got. Yep.
So the
Good both.
volleyball's shaping up too. Bridges Prep's got their volleyball wrapped up. Hardyville wrapped up second place in their region. But then in 4A, so Bishop England's running away. But then May River,
Yeah.
Beaufort, and Bluffton are all essentially tied
Yeah,
for
the couple of
second
big ones.
going into the
Next
last
week's
week.
going to be tremendous. There's a couple of really good ones. Both of them, I believe, at the Shark Tank. May River has to go up against Bluffton and Beaufort, and which should be
Yep.
two tremendous matches on Tuesday and Thursday of next
Correct.
week.
That's
So
gonna be great.
Correct.
That's gonna be
yeah,
awesome.
those will be great to get out and see, because right now there really isn't much between those three teams, and that's really that. Those two games are going to go a long way in determining who takes second place in that region from where we are now,
Absolutely.
because it is incredibly tight, and it could go many different directions at this point as we
Well, and then it could come
slow
down
down.
to sets won and
That's
lost,
one with the tiebreakers.
potentially. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
the first
well,
tiebreaker.
yeah,
So it's going to get
right.
fun.
So Beaufort May River is they're both 5-3. Looks like Bishop England has it on lock at this point. So they may have
Yeah.
already. Yeah,
Yeah. And Bluffton's
I think
4-3,
they've
but
actually
they
already
still have to
clinched it
play
because they've
Bishop
already had 3
England.
losses. So yeah, they've already actually clinched the title.
Yeah, they got it.
And Beaufort May River, both 5-3. Bluffton's 4-3. So I
Right.
mean, it's a dogfight for second place right now.
Yeah.
In that region.
Yeah, and then Hilton Head's trying to play spoiler to somebody too. So,
Yep.
And they're good enough to do it. They've beaten some of these teams in tournament play, so they're good enough to do it. So, we'll see how it comes out next week. Shout out to our primary sponsors of the show, our all-star sponsors, Mickelson Law Firm and WHHI TV. Mickelson Law Firm with us since the beginning. Our all-star sponsor, our official real estate closing attorney, presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. We appreciate Mickelson Law Firm and hope you'll call on them for all your legal needs right in downtown Bluffton. And then WHHI TV, you guys, our partners in LowcoSports. We appreciate all of their partnership and our
Likewise.
collaborative arrangement. It's good times. You can catch me on
Great stuff.
WHHI News with Last Night in the Loco and Loco Lights. And you can always find Marcus hanging out with us here. You guys will be out in Sea Pines this weekend or tomorrow afternoon for the Afternoon Delight. And has not been a delightful season for Doug McFadden and the Dolphins, unfortunately.
No.
It's been a little overmatched, and they had that one nice win against Augusta Christian, and then they were going to play Dillon Christian next and had a little momentum, and then weather has really just derailed them.
And
this
that's
year. They've been snake
A big theme of the
That's
season.
exactly what I was going to say. Is they have been snake bitten with the weather.
And they're going to get another bout of it tomorrow.
They just haven't been able to get enough reps in to make everything gel and be cohesive. But as I mentioned just a few minutes ago, they're going to have to really step it up on the defensive side. They're averaging, giving up about twice as many yards, maybe 3 times as many yards on defense than they put together on offense. That's both in the passing game and in the running game.
Yeah.
They have some really good athletes. I mean, Davis Cargill and the guys that they have, it's kind of like, I don't know if it's just a Skeeza thing or whatnot, but we talk about Tonio Banner thinking that he's been at THA forever. I mean, my gosh, I've been calling Wyatt Harmer and Davis Cargill games forever. It seems like,
you've been there for a
and they
while.
just keep on getting better and better and better.
Yeah, but I'm
Finn
just still
Rooney,
looking for that big breakthrough
I'm a big
game
fan
against
of.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. This it's
It's
tough
going to
to
be
do
tough.
because JP2's a
It's
great
going to
team.
be really interesting.
They're trading in the right direction right now. So
If this
Yeah,
was a game,
JP2. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
if this was a game for Hilton Head Prep to get, this would be it. It's homecoming game.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of momentum coming in at home.
crowd.
I think the track is going to be a big factor with the fact that it's going to be at home and whatnot, and they could be able to slug it out. Obviously, I won't make a pick, but whoever comes ready to go and makes the big plays, that's going to be the team that's going to win it. I expect for an afternoon delight, I do not expect skyrockets in flight. I expect ground
Oh, yeah.
and pound
That's
all
very good.
night long.
Yeah,
all
you got,
afternoon long.
you'll get out of there before dark.
Of ground
I
balls.
promise you'll be done before dark unless there's lightning.
Right.
Because nobody's putting it in the air, even in even in good
That's
conditions.
that's the way it is at Hilton Head Prep. I've called enough Hilton Head Prep games at home to know over the years they're over in about 2 hours and 15 minutes. They're snappy.
True. Well, JP2's not eager to put it in the air if they don't have to, and they have
Correct.
not had to
But
lately.
here's the deal: they can if they need
Oh,
to,
for sure,
Yes,
they
yes.
can.
and that
Yeah.
could be the
And
difference.
here's the thing, Marcus. I don't think they're going to need to. That's the thing.
I don't think they are either.
I don't think so either
I
necessarily.
think the way their offensive line is playing right now, the two Spencer boys plus Spencer Murphy, Spencer and Spencer,
I
Penny
can't wait to
Campanella,
see Jaden
and Abbott.
and Abbott.
There
I was
you
going to
go.
say it and then I lost
Yeah.
it. I can't wait to see
Yeah,
Jaden and Abbott.
say it over
Thank
and
you.
over again. That's how I make sure to get the names right. But
And Abbott be
yeah,
having it. There you go. And Abbott be having it.
he's
Sounds
gonna
good.
he's gonna have a day. I just feel like he's going to have. Are we picking it now? Because
Yeah,
I'm ready to make my
get to
pick.
picking.
I've pretty much given
Yeah,
my keys. I'm not going to make a pick.
Yeah,
I'm all over the Golden
He'll end
Warriors.
up prep.
I like JP2.
I think you kind of, when you look at their season, it's been a little bit of a tough luck kind of stretch for them with all the weather and just they haven't been able to play as many games as they would have liked in terms of early on in the season. But I still am not convinced that offense has what it takes, and I'm incredibly sold on what JP2 has done. Alan Wolf and that run game, as you mentioned, now, but it's been tremendous. He has been a big success story for that team, and they play some tough D. I mean, there was no fluke what they were able to do against Carlton Prep, and even though Carlton Prep has gotten better, but they've done a good job of locking down defensively. They got some guys who have really done their jobs well, and I think Shane Milligan as a whole has really put them in a great spot
Super
to
guy.
Contend for an upset possibility when we get into the playoffs. And that's a tough team to face by the way they've been playing right now, and I think they're gonna be a tough one for the Christian. But obviously, you can't overlook this
And
one.
we'll have that
This
game
is one
too.
we'd like to get to build some opinion into that game, and I really like how JP2's been playing right now. What a story that they have put together this year, and I just don't think that Hilton Head Prep has shown me enough to really convince me to take them at home at this point. I know they had a good win over Augusta Christian, but they've really struggled outside of that. The defense has not been up to par, and I think that JP2 has an opportunity to really run all over them early and assert their command in this game. So I'm going to take the Golden Warriors in the Friday afternoon contest.
It's tough too, because if I can just interject real quick, Max, it's tough too because those kids at Hilton Head Prep are great kids, and I tell you what, I had a chance because my interview at Media Day didn't go off as I had planned to with Doug McFadden. I interviewed him for the podcast that Kevin and I do, the Marcus Walsh Show, aka Two Irish Dudes, and I talked to him for like a half an hour, and we were just talking football and everything else. And he said, well, I'm going to go take the kids fishing, and we're going to have a fishing tournament, to have some team building and whatnot before the season starts and all that. And it's just like that type of stuff's just amazing. So I would love for Hilton Head Prep to get a couple of wins later on down the year. Again, I'm not picking this one. You never know what could happen, especially on homecoming day. But it'd be great if they could get a couple more wins before the season ends,
And I
regardless of
think they
whom they're
may have a
against.
couple. I think they may have a couple wins on that schedule still with Dillon Christian and St. John's Christian.
I'm thinking so
there's
too.
some big ones for them. Dillon Christian, I think, is in that region, so that's that's one you need to get. But this
and
is
St. John's both.
St. John's. Those are the big ones. Not a region game filled in prep, but it's a Lowco rivalry game, and one that they and I think I'm not gonna put it beyond realm possibility that they end up competing in this game and make it close, because Wyatt Harmer, when he's on, he can be lethal. So I think that if we can see the effort that we've witnessed recently, especially in the Augusta Christian game, because if Cargill can run the ball well and they're able to get blocks for him, they can move the ball.
That's the key offensively for sure. Defense
they
gonna
gotta
have to
get
come
that
with their
ground
hair
game
on
going.
fire.
The defense has been inconsistent.
But I have a lot of faith in JP2's front seven to jam that up. Max, you on JP2?
Yeah, I hate saying this because I really do like want to see Prep succeed.
Oh, we all do. We all do.
I
That's a
think
given.
McFadden is the right man for the job for Hilton Head Prep. I think he's
Great
the
man.
first coach. For me, he's the first coach since Peduzzi that I've said, yeah, he can lead Hilton Head Prep to something great. And I think
Yeah,
You know, I
he's a
think
guy you have some faith he can build something there.
yes, and I hate to see how the season has gone for them. The
Yeah.
one other thing I was going to say regarding tomorrow's game is what the field conditions are going to be like,
Mhm.
depending on what the weather is going to be like. That's
Yeah.
going to also play a factor into that game. It could be a slippery kind of football game.
It will be.
Depending on
Yeah.
how it goes. But I think JP2's running attack is going to be too much for Hillnet Prep to handle. I'm going to take the Golden Warriors easily over the Dolphins, but I think the Dolphins are something special. It's just not quite there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got good vibes, good energy, all that. Like
They got
it's
good
a
bones
healthy
too. Like they got
it's a healthy football program. They're just not winning a lot
Yes.
right now.
it's
Yeah.
a very good foundation that
Yeah.
they have right now for that program, and it's only going to grow from there. So
Yeah.
I'm very excited for that.
All right. Well, we've picked that one, except for Marcus, who will be calling it, of course. And we'll continue with the Skeezer games. Let's stay down here tonight.
Skeezer.
To start off. You got the Skeezers. Hilldead Christian Academy, sponsored by Mickelson Law Firm, looking to bounce back at home. It's been a rough year for the Eagles. They're 2-5. They have First Baptist at home. First Baptist was routed by JP2 last week, so this has all the makings of a classic get right game. A phrase we have debated the meaning of at some point this year. But this has all the makings, all the trappings of a get right game for HHCA, regardless of who is at quarterback. Reed McCollum didn't play last week. We haven't been able to get any clarity on his status, so we'll assume Chris Langhouse is playing at quarterback. I don't think it matters. I think HHCA should be able to carve up First Baptist and get back on track, and then try to get themselves right for a big game against JP2 a week from Friday.
I completely agree. I think that they will get things rolling, and this is going to be a big one for them. That game actually against JP2's on the 24th.
Right.
Again,
Correct.
I'll be there on the call. So 2 weeks
Yeah.
from tomorrow.
Right.
2 weeks from
You
now.
It's going to be pretty interesting, but
this is
I
one you
like
gotta have.
HHCA big time.
Yeah, this is one you gotta have. Hillnet Christian Academy, and just from the looks of it, they've had a certainly they've had a less than ideal season, but I like what Langhouse has been able to do under center, and he's been able to run as well. But I think that they will try to go to the ground and use some of their skill guys to pick up some chunk yards, and they've got some receivers who they can find in space. Haupt has been tremendous, and some
Big
others
fan
as
of
well,
that kid.
including Thomas
Yep.
Gem, who's made a big contribution.
Thomas Gem has
with
been huge.
Yeah,
he's been a
and
gem.
Sam Strom too.
Yes.
And Jackson Richardson. And
The funniest
Yeah,
thing
they
is
have some dudes who can get it done, but for Hillnet Christian Academy right now, they just need to find some improvements on defense, because to beat the Pinewood Preps and to beat those talented squads in your classification, they're going to have to get some stops. And this First Baptist school right now, coming in at 1-6 on the year, they have not been able to really find that offense either, aside from the one win over St. John's, the high school league, St. John's Islanders.
Yeah.
Was the only win. But other than that, it's been a rough go of it for the Canes of First Baptist. So I expect Hillnet Christian Academy to do enough at home and use their standouts to pick up a win, and I think they'll cruise a decently sized win to get themselves that important conference victory or region victory before they prepare for the Golden Warriors. But I just don't think First Baptist has a lot this year, and even with McCollum likely out, it looks like Hillnet Christian will be fine.
Yeah, my thing would be, they got to find open plays, they got to find open receivers. I think that's one of their biggest problems. Offensive line's got to hold steady. Obviously they've really struggled doing that this year, and I just think the size we have talked about, the size of the offensive line.
Their defensive line has struggled a bit too, hasn't it?
Their defensive line has struggled a bit because they're under.
Not this week.
3-run for Ian Happ and the Cubs with the early lead on the Brewers in Game 4.
Let's go.
So my thing with Hillnet Christian is I think Crest Langhouse is going to do what he has to do to get the win. But if he, for whatever reason, I don't think this will be the case. If he plays, and throws 5 interceptions like he did last week, I think this would be a closer game than we would like it to be. But I don't see that happening. I think Hillman Christian County gets a get-right win. They need this one. They really do need this one because
they desperately need it.
Well, especially if he's the quarterback long term, they need this one to just figure it out. They just need to figure out what this offense looks like and get in the
That's the biggest question in the air right now. Is he going to be the long-term quarterback? But I think, this game is more important because you get this win here. You'll go into the JP2 game with a chance of finishing second in the region. And that's very important. Gets you a home playoff game more than likely.
Oh yeah, you got to win it. So, this is a must-win game.
This is a must-win game on Friday night. Plus, it's homecoming for the Eagles as well. So it's a very big game all around. Homecoming night for Hilton Head Christian Academy. So I expect HHCA to get the job done. I see them winning. First Baptist, I all love for them. We've played them so many times over the years. And so I have all love for them, but I just don't think they can get the job done. I think Christian Academy slowly runs away with it.
Yeah, they'll get them. Sorry, I'm trying to find TNT. I kind of missed cable, you guys.
By the way, another score for you guys. We do have college football going on tonight in Statesboro. Georgia Southern taking on Southern Miss. They're down currently 21-7. Thought y'all'd like to know that.
I've got the Dodgers Phillies on.
Yeah, me too.
1-1 in extras.
And I had
all I can say from last night in the MLB playoffs is Yankees lose.
Yankees lose.
Yankee lose.
Yeah, that was funny. I had to teach
and Vlad saying it together. Yankees lose.
I had to teach the Funky Bunch, who's originally from Long Island, everything about John Sterling.
Oh man,
Big Papi is the best. Anyway,
Yankees lose.
Yankees lose.
Yankees lose. Yeah, I can't even find TNT.
That was so good.
JJ, was it the Philadelphia Philly blue uniforms that you were saying were
the ones they're wearing again tonight?
I love those things.
I'm not a Phillies fan by any means. I absolutely hate the Phillies, but I have to say those are some of the cleanest uniforms in Major League Baseball.
They are sweet.
They are so nice.
They might be my favorite in all of sports.
That Kyle Schwarber home run was
Lord have mercy.
Mammoth. What a smack. That thing was crazy.
I'm still just disgusted that he's not.
Yeah, me too.
We're in the bottom of the 11th inning in a 1-1 tie where the Phillies must win to keep their season
Where's
going.
that ghost runner when you need it, right?
Yeah,
right.
What a
Not
game.
in the playoffs.
Exactly.
All right. Back to the football, the high school football in the Lowco. Back to the Skeezers. Patrick Henry having a tough go of it and probably going to continue because they got to go up to Waldoboro and take on Colleton Prep, which is a juggernaut at the moment and coming off a open week, I think, right? Weren't they off last week? So they're
they were
itching to get back at it. And Patrick Henry hasn't been able to do a whole lot on either side of the ball. So I expect Colleton Prep will kind of, for lack of a better term, have their way. They'll do what they want, and I think it'll be an early night in Walterboro. Colleton Prep big.
I agree. Absolutely.
I think they're just wanting to finish off that BA game. They've been waiting such a long time to do so. Now you just gotta see it's in the back of your head. You get a 14-0 lead, and it's just, man, I want to get back there, and it's now you gotta. It's a very weird situation. You just haven't seen anything like it in high school football very often.
So strange.
It is, but this team will take care of business. Greg Langdale and company, they're not going to play around a game like this. Patrick Henry, I love the Patrick Henry boys, and I have pride for what they do. And we'll always remember that night when they won the state title a few years back. But
it was a fun night.
Oh yeah, it was. But they're looking for some more pieces right now. And Colleton Prep, they got a ton of them. Give me the Warhawks big.
Yep.
Yeah,
We all on the war.
Warhawks win.
Warhawks win. All
Just
right.
kidding.
Keeping it rolling in the Skeezers in that region. BA's off tomorrow night, but Andrew Jackson Academy at Thomas Hayward Academy.
Oh.
Thomas Hayward didn't play for so long that we kind of lost sight of what they looked like, because they got a chance to kind of go back to camp and reinvent themselves, and they came out last week and looked really good. With Josh Gibson apparently a quarterback, throwing a couple touchdown passes, running for 3 touchdowns, I believe. Tony O'Banner getting in on the action. He had a kick return TD. He's able to contribute all over the field. I like that. I think they were their best in the last couple of years when Bogus was at quarterback last year, and
Yep.
O'Banner was the X Factor guy. They seem to have found something that works there, and I think that's a good move. And they've got tough kids. We knew that. We knew they were not going to just lay down and have a bad season. That doesn't happen there. They've got tough, hard-nosed kids that are going to go to work and get back up and go fight. And I think they've got it on track here, and I don't think they're going to meet a whole lot of resistance from AJ. So I like the Rebels big, and I think they're a real factor going forward. I don't think anyone wants to play them.
And if memory serves, Dodge Peoples is still playing.
He sure
Right.
is.
Is he
And,
a senior yet?
Yeah, I believe so. He's
Yeah, that's what I was
7
thinking.
years old, I think.
Yeah, good grief.
I told him at media day that he could walk into any place at 5:30 and order a beer, and
Yeah.
nobody would think twice about it. He looks like he just finished a day at work. He looks
That's
like
right.
a working man.
Working the 7:30 to 5 shift.
I'm just thinking about this. Thomas Hayward hasn't played Beaufort Academy yet, have they?
No, they haven't.
No.
And so second place in the region is still in play for them.
Could very
Yeah.
well be.
Yeah.
I like THA.
And that's a game
They've
at
got
THA.
the X factors.
Yep.
Nope.
Yeah, I take THA. I think they get the job done. Also, now that I'm thinking about it, that Beaufort Academy Thomas Hayward game would be a home game for the Rebels, if I'm correct in saying that. Which could be big.
Might be.
Which could be big if they end up losing to Colleton Prep next week.
Yeah, they that game does happen to be on October either 30th or 31st. It originally was slated the same day as the Bluffton Bowl, which we will have.
Yeah.
It's always that last week. It always goes back and forth
Right.
because we try to cover local on local without having to put too many miles on that van. That we seem to have the last week of the year. We either seem to have May River, Bluffton, or THABA. Last year it was THABA, and this year it's May River, Bluffton. But yeah, THA is getting better. They've got some definite guys that can just plug the gaps and make big plays. And obviously Gibson at quarterback, you got a second X factor to go with Tony O'Banner there.
Yep, no doubt. So everybody's on the Rebels. All right. How about the Stingrays of Cross Schools? Still winless, but continuing to show fight. They had a good battle last week, lost 40-28, or 2 weeks ago. Was that? I think that was last week.
It was last week.
Yeah. And now they go to Cathedral Academy. They played the Generals tough last time. It was 36-16, I believe. Which is better than they played them last year. So, I think Cross continues to close this gap. I'd love to think they get a win, but I think on the road, that's probably a little too much to ask. So I'll take Cathedral, but I think the win is coming for Cross. I hope they can pull one off this year.
I hope so too. They've got to have some home games coming up, don't they?
They've played a few already, but they should have some more on the schedule. Let me pull up the schedule.
I'm going to take Cathedral primarily because it's at home. I do like what I'm seeing out of Cross, getting closer and closer to that first win, but still need to see a little bit more out of Rico's guys. I'll take Cathedral by, maybe 10 points, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, they do have
they're getting
2 more
closer
home
though.
games
They
on the
fought
schedule.
last week. They really did. They really fought. I'm quite impressed. Like I didn't think they would be at this level at this point. So I think next year could be a really big breakthrough year, and maybe in this season if they can get one, maybe they can get some more. But as much as I'd love to pick them, I still think they're not there yet. But they're they're on the right
Inching
track.
closer.
Knocking on the
they're-
door. Knocking
yeah.
on the door.
Yeah, I
much
mean,
better
yeah,
than it was even 2 years ago, especially even last year as well. I mean,
Yeah.
Doyers have Doyers have
Yeah.
bases loaded,
Dodgers
2
have
outs.
loaded with 2 outs.
Hey,
It's
man,
just
I hate
drunk
that.
with
I hate
Dodgers.
that.
Yeah, but it's 2 outs.
You know, my thing, I think Rico's building something really special at
I agree.
Cross. It's just taking
Yeah.
time. That's the
No
thing.
way to play.
It just takes time with that kind of stuff. But I think he's getting there. I would love to go for the Stingrays, but I can't. I think Cathedral wins this, but I think it's closer than the last time these two teams played.
Yeah, I think so too. I'll say it's I don't know, 33-26 or something like that.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Some
That
weird
sounds
score.
good to me.
Some
I like
weird
that.
score. All right. So we're going against Cross. We're not full homers tonight. Let's see if we're homers on this one though. I bet we are. In 1A, we got Allendale Fairfax winless traveling to Ridgeland. Ridgeland on a heater. They started 0-4. They've won 3 in a row. Defense and special teams playing out of their minds. Offense figured it out last week. Tayshawn Smith got it going in the pass game. Deshaun Albany stepping up to join Bam Crawford and running the ball really well. So I like the way this Ridgeland team is trending in a big way. Allendale, second new coach in 2 years, so third coach in 3 years. Those guys are trying to figure it out. But I think with Ridgeland's defense playing the way they are, and that offensive line paving the way up front, Jags winning big at home on Friday.
I agree. I am so impressed with what they've been able to do to transfer some of that momentum to the offensive side, for the offensive line to finally give Tayshawn some time to move around, make some plays, certainly in the air, and he's got the wheels as well to go with Crawford, who is just an animal. And again, that defense has just been very, very sharp for most of the season, from the beginning against Whale Branch in a game that Max and I saw to where they are now.
So long.
Oh no!
It's going to be
Oh my.
a big one for Ridgeland.
Just go on, bro.
What did I just miss?
Oh
go
God, what a
on.
disaster.
Oh God.
PFPs, bro. PFPs.
Ooh,
I'm seeing
my.
it now. I'm a little bit behind you
Ah!
guys. Aye.
What are you
Aye.
doing?
As the old commercial says, want to get away?
Yeah.
I want to get
Yeah.
away.
Oof,
That's terrible.
Southwest Airlines.
Yikes!
right, so
What a
back to
disastrous
Ridgeland.
way to end the season for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Oh
My
man,
goodness.
that was tragic. Back to Ridgeland. We're all on Ridgeland, right?
Dave Roberts is saying
Uh,
thank the heavens right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I'm
is.
on Ridgeland. I think Ridgeland wins by 60, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it's gonna
I
be-
think with how they've been playing.
Yeah.
Allendale
It's going to be a
Allendale's
dominant
been
performance.
trying real hard to build this program. They're just not there yet. I don't think they have a shot against Ridgeland, especially with how they've been playing. So I'm not joking when I say I think Ridgeland wins by 60.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely
Yeah.
within the realm of possibility, but Allendale's defense has been pretty decent, I think.
They've been all right. They haven't been
Yeah,
terrible.
they've been pretty
But-
solid. The last couple of games they held them to 20 and 19. I'll say probably closer to 40, but I feel you. Ridgeland should dominate the game. They should.
Yeah.
I don't know. It may not be that high. Their defense may be better than we think. But
I am a big fan of Ridgeland's defense. The way they've been
me too.
playing right
me
here.
too.
They've been great all
lights
year.
out. Lights out.
Big
Man.
fan of their defense. I just think Allendale might be decent on defense, just no offense. So
Yeah.
all right. So the other game in that region is Bamberg gets the night off. Denmark Olar at Hardyville. These two teams desperately need a win. Both are 1-6. Canes showed a lot of promise early. They've had a tough stretch lately. Did not play well in that Ridgeland game. Played fine last week against Bamberg. That was just a mismatch. But this is a matchup that Hardyville has to have. It really sets up for them to finish strong with the schedule being the way it is, but it has to start here. Denmark didn't show a whole lot on either side of the ball against Ridgeland last week. So I really like Hardyville's chances to make some big plays. Kamari Brown obviously is a big play waiting to happen. And then Jamison should be back this week, and he is
Awesome.
also a big play machine. And there's some other guys too. Jonathan Green's been really tough running out of the backfield. The two quarterbacks, Emiliano Santiago and Kyron Jamison, both solid. So I expect Hardyville to get right in this one. I think if they play well from the outset, it could be a blowout. If they kind of come out flat and have to fight, they may have to pull it out in the end. But either way, I'm on the Canes.
Kyrell hasn't played since the Hilton Head game, correct?
Correct.
That we
And
called.
he should
Wow.
be back. Should be
Yeah,
back.
that's
Yeah.
huge. That
Huge
is
loss.
huge news.
It's like you losing 3 guys. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it really
I'm
is.
home game, getting him back. Got to get back on track. I'm going with the Canes, and I'm going to go with the Canes pretty convincingly. I think that's huge. I was so impressed. Yeah, the score was 59-18 against Hilton Head, but I was so impressed with the fight of that team and the athletes that team has. And I mean, just the environment was, popping that night. I felt like it was, Daniel and I, as Brad Nessler and Bob Greasy, calling North Carolina versus Miami, the way those uniforms were popping that night.
Facts.
I tell you what, I like Hardyville, especially with that news of Jameson coming back. They're going to be definitely celebrating that for sure after the game with a big win. I think. I got the Canes.
so.
Getting Jamison back is.
Oh, you just muted yourself, Wes.
Well, it is such an added bonus to get a guy who has been such a huge, integral part of your team back in that lineup. And Hardyville is, such a great start to the season. They've had a couple of setbacks recently, but to return a player who has meant so much, and you can see the electric impact that he brings out there when he's on his game. Great to see him potentially make his return. And I think this is an important game in the scope of this region. They've certainly been tested. They obviously had to play a very good Bamberg Earhart team, but these last few weeks, Hilton Head, East Clarendon have not been easy. But this is a big opportunity to get back in that win column for the first time since the opening night's thriller against Bettine Bowman. And I think having an impact player back in the lineup like that is going to really energize everyone else around them. And I think the Canes are going to find that spark again and get the job done. And in what should be a closely competitive game, I expect that Denmark Olar is going to have a lot to prove in this one as well. But I'm going to go with the Canes at home. I think it's going to be a fun night and a happy night for those Hardyville fans.
All right, we all on them Canes. Did you pick Max?
Yeah. I'm on the Canes.
Team Canes.
I think this is the right time for them to get a win. And I've said before, when this team is healthy, they are really dangerous. And I really do think if they make playoffs, and I think they can, and I think they will.
Yeah.
I really do see this team as a potential, team that can make an upset in the first round. Like I really do believe that.
Well, it wouldn't even be an upset because if they win Friday, if they beat Denmark and Allendale, then they're a 3 seed. They host a 4 seed in the first round.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I like those chances a lot.
Yeah,
I do like those chances a lot. So
we have Branchville in between there, and they're a 1-win team as well.
Oh,
so we have a chance to go into the playoffs on a 3-game win streak if all goes well.
I love it.
Branchville only has 1 win this year, man.
They had a big senior class last year and had a good season,
they did.
but they've really fallen off.
Yeah, I like this Hurricanes team when they're healthy, and this is going to be one of the first games in I think quite a few weeks where they are fully healthy, ready to go, ready to get the job done. The Hurricanes, I think they get the job done.
Probably the first game since
Hilton
what would have been our first week because
I don't even know if they're fully.
They weren't even fully healthy. They weren't even fully healthy at Hilton Head because they were missing Kamari Brown.
They didn't have Kamari. So really, there's only been 2 games where all of the what you would say are like the most key players, the 3 or 4 most key players have all been out there. So I mean they've not been the team that they can be. and hopefully will be, because nobody's done for the season.
Better
Everybody
late
should
than ever.
be back.
Right.
So we should be set up well to finish strong. And it starts tomorrow night. Whale Branch is at Edisto. That is a very interesting matchup. 2-point game last year in Seabrook. They go up the road to Edisto this year. Two teams that are kind of right there on the cusp. They're beating the teams they're supposed to. They're losing to the teams they're supposed to beat them. Whale Branch has kind of been fighting it lately. They've lost 3 in a row, but they had the bye week, chance to continue to implement more into the offense for Mekhi Zachary if they're going to use him more. They know what they got in Bowers. You can always fall back on him and put him back there and let him improvise and run the ball. This Edisto team's been really coming up, but I think this
How's
should
Harris
be
been doing lately?
Harris is solid, always. I
Yeah.
haven't checked on his stats recently.
I
They've been a
was
little
really impressed with
slow
those 3 guys against Ridgeland.
with their stats of late. Last game was only a half a game against Battery Creek, or
Right.
3/4 of a game. Harris did not do much in that game, but he's their guy running the ball. No doubt about that. And he's had some nice games. Didn't do a whole lot versus Ridgeland, but
I'm going to take the Warriors. I think that with the fact that they have been struggling lately, had a week off, even though they're heading out on the road and they're playing a team that they know they can play well against in a tough situation. I like the way that this sets up for Whale Branch, and this is a get right situation for them to try to turn their season around. I'm going to take the Warriors and the Fighting Jerry Hatchers. Whale Branch.
Right. No more Jared Hatcher over there, but they're still fighting in his name.
That's right.
Boys?
Yeah, I mean, no more Jerry Hatcher, as you said. But, this Whale Branch team has really competed in a strong fashion so far this season. I've been impressed by what that coaching staff has been able to do to put them together with a fighting chance. And this is an interesting region game. I think that this Warriors team has really grown throughout the season after that loss to Bluffton, as you'd expect. But I'm excited to see what Whale Branch can come up with in a big time game on the road, and I think they have the horses to put up a solid chance in this one. I feel good that Whale Branch is ready to take that next step and deliver on the road. I like the way they've been competing and picking up big time plays in terms of that defensive side. I'm a believer in what Whale Branch has done this year. I feel like they've got some players on that team that have really excelled in a couple of big games. I know the Battery Creek one got away from them, but I just feel like this is a big time region game. They're ready to get going and find a way to and it all starts with Bowers. He has been such a key force in this team, but we've seen some good things as well from Mekhi Zachary. I mean, they played both those guys under center, and I like what I've seen from both of them, and it kind of gives them an added dimension on the offensive side. But if Bowers can do what he does well, and he's able to make some things happen, I just like the mojo that this Whale Branch team is playing with, and I think they're able to pull off a close one on the road and what would be a massive region win. And I like this team's chances. You go with the Warriors to be those dogs on the road and get the job accomplished.
Yeah. Go ahead, Max.
I really have been impressed with how Whale Branch has been playing. But I've been just as impressed at how Edisto's been playing this season. They've had a really good season so far.
Last week notwithstanding, Hampton.
Last week notwithstanding, but they've had some good wins down the road. I think that this is going to be a close game. I think I kind of like. I hate saying this, but I do like Edisto in this game. I think they get the job done against Whale Branch. As much as I like credit Whale Branch. They've been having a great year, but they've been kind of a mystery over the last couple of weeks, and just don't know where it's going to go. You don't know if they're going to play a good game, then it could be a win for them. If they play a bad game, you just don't know what's going to come out, what kind of Whale Branch team we'll see. I like Edisto in this game. I think they get the job done, but I do think it is close. Give me Edisto by a touchtown.
And with that,
I'm actually with you. I'm actually.
Oh, that's
with
right. You
on
hadn't
that.
picked yet.
I think Edisto has turned a corner. I think that's a solid program. I respect the hell out of that coaching staff and what they did at Estill and what they're doing up there. I think Coach Singleton's going to have a good game plan to limit what Whale Branch can do. And honestly, I don't have a lot of faith in Whale Branch's defense right now. They gave up 28 in a shortened game to Battery Creek, a team that has not exactly put up points with ease against other people. So I'm going to take Edisto, and I hope Whale Branch proves me wrong, obviously, but I am going to take Edisto there. What were you saying, Marcus?
I was wondering if we were all going to go with an all skate and pick all the same teams. That's our first difference of the night.
Oh yeah, we were all
point.
agreeing on everything up to that point. But Max and I are breaking, or you guys are breaking, depending on how you look at it.
How you look at it. That's right.
In the other Region 5-2A game, and shout out to Mama Grant, always tuning in. Hampton County in the house. Hampton got back on track last week after that tough stretch and blew out Edisto. Now they get Lake Marion, which is probably the toughest test left on the schedule. They just beat Barnwell last week. So, this is one you can't sleep on, and I don't think they will. But Lake Marion's they've got some talent. They've played really well on defense the last 2 weeks. They don't score a lot of points though, and I think it's really hard to imagine them keeping Hampton under 20 or even 30. So I'll take the Canes on the road, although I'm sure they'll face some tough conditions on the road. The officiating in some of these places is a little home cooking. You never know what you get out in Santee, but I'll take the Canes. I have a lot of faith in them. I think they are going to roll through this region and be prepared for another good run in the playoffs.
Good old Santee. I actually went there. I went there with my mom and dad one time before I met the Funky Bunch. Had lunch out there, and I can't remember what restaurant it was, but it was the most subdued version of Piano Man that I had ever heard in my life.
Rumor has it.
Oh, Lordy.
Rumor has it that Santee was supposed to be one of the candidates in the running for the location of Walt Disney World, but it ended up
really.
Yes, those are the rumors that they were defined between some other spots in the southeast.
That's right.
And
chalk that up with the newest thing I've learned.
It was either going to be Santee or like before, that whole area.
Orlando,
yeah.
Wow. Ain't that something?
Think of that. We could
be a different world.
Ain't that a kick in the head? As Dean
we'd have about 8 5A schools in Santee.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
That'd be something. Yeah. Instead of having Cross and Lake Marion, we'd have about 8 5A schools and about 30 charter schools. It'd be wild. You would not be able to drive up and down I-95 to save your life. It would be probably terrible. But
I like Hampton County, by the way. I'm going with the folks from Hampton County. They're getting right at the right time.
Yep. Hurricanes getting that all-important win, getting region play of Edisto. They've been battle tested. They've been ready to go. This is why they scheduled tough, and they're ready to run through region play. And I don't see them struggling too much in this game. I will go Canes pretty big.
Yeah, I agree. I think Lake Marion is. Like Justin said, Lake Marion's probably the toughest challenge they're going to have in region play this year. They've had an okay season. Nothing to shout about or praise, but I think they got some talent there. But I think they can hold with Hampton for maybe 1.5, possibly 2 quarters. But I just don't see them being able to hold on for an entire game. I think Hampton County runs away in the second half of this one. This will probably be the closest score for Hampton County this season, in my opinion, in their region play, because I just don't think Barnwell is going to have a chance. So give me Hampton County over Lake Marion. Yeah, I just I think Hampton County runs away. Give me like 3 scores. I think would be realistic here.
Yeah.
That's about right.
I was trying to load some video that I had from. Oh, there it is. See if I can get it in there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Don't worry about it. But it is a shout out to Santee. That's why I gotta bring it up if I can find it here. Where'd it go? It was just right here. It went away. Oh, there it is.
Man, what a great night it is. I got my Moe's burrito bill, I got my chips, and we're talking football.
There you go.
Ain't nothing better than that.
Heck yeah.
Nice. Moe's, Wackamoes. All right, so
Welcome.
this is a man from Santee that we met when Cross played Estill in the 3rd round of the playoffs in 2022.
About to let them know where we from, though. Tell them boy they wanna know, though, where we from, though. We done tell them where we at, in the port of Fear represent. That'll anywhere we go, that'll anywhere we go. About to let them know, we the go, just a little.
That's my man George Mack. You can catch him under the shade tree in Santee.
That's so cool.
Anytime, he told me. He said,
That's
"You just come
awesome.
up to Santee, you look for me under the shade tree." My name is George Mack. Yeah, he was my man. It was a great night. I couldn't
God, I
feel
love
my
that.
face that night. It was so cold. But me and Sam Williams were out there. It was a great night. Cross went on to win that game, but it was an awesome environment. That was the last game at Estill High School.
Speaking of
It was a
which,
great time.
it's gonna be nice outside tomorrow night too. Like forget
Well,
that it's gonna be rain.
if
and
it's
stuff,
not
but
raining,
it's gonna be nice
yeah.
temperature. It's gonna be.
But then
nice
when it
temperature
stops
tomorrow.
raining, it's gonna get sticky. You know?
Yeah. It's gonna be a slog, and
Yeah.
bring your jackets, bring your
Yeah,
rain gear,
it's a rain
bring your
gear night.
long pants.
Sucks.
I'm gonna
Can we
be
just get
bringing
a
2
dry
jackets.
Friday night, for the love of God?
Honestly,
It's all we
seriously.
want.
What a
Honestly.
dry
All right, 2 games left, boys. Colleton County at Beaufort, the bottom of the rungs on the ladder in Region 6 4A. Only way up is to win this game. And it just is what it is. It's where you are right now. You got to win this one to start climbing the standings. Beaufort has dominated this series. They've won 7 in a row, 14 of the last 16. And I can't imagine it's going to go differently.
They come in ticked off too, I'm sure, after losing.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're both
last week
ticked
to
off. Carleton just got beat by
Carleton
May
had their
River
issues
last
with
week.
May River, right?
They're both going to be fussy. I just think they're both pretty solid defensively. I think that the defense that can come up with some bingo plays, some big plays, either a touchdown or a key turnover, is going to give their struggling offense the best chance at success. And I think Beaufort is just a little bit ahead of Colleton on the offensive side and on the defensive side. So I'll take the Eagles at home, but I do expect Colleton to go out and fight. And I expect it'll be a game for a little while because Beaufort's just not explosive enough to run away from most people. So I think Beaufort by a couple touchdowns, but I expect it to be competitive for most of the night.
I expect this to be a rather low scoring game than some of the other ones we see. I'm thinking
I agree.
a little bit less than 2 touchdowns. I'm thinking like a 28-17 type of game where it's real tight up until about late 3rd quarter, early 4th quarter, and then Beaufort scores a couple of times to widen the
Take
gap.
the over on flags. Take the over.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No doubt about that. I'm going to go with Beaufort. They've got
I
some
kind of feel like
guys
if Beaufort
with some
doesn't,
talent.
get to the ground game and play the way that we have seen at points in this year, and they struggle a bit on offense, that can open the door for Colleton County. Because as longer Colleton hangs around, I think the danger still become for Beaufort in a big game like this. So I still am tempted to go Beaufort, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Colleton be in this towards the finish line. Maybe they won't, but I they didn't really convince me much to get in that loss to Bluffton. I thought they would be a little more competitive in that game, so that's not what I was hoping to see. And
on the other hand, they got gashed. They got torn apart in the past game, and Colleton's not going to do that to you.
Yeah.
They're going to have to beat you with the bottom.
Yeah, and the college is just not at that level compared to
Right.
Bluffton. And maybe that's just saying how good Bluffton can be
Right,
going
right.
forward compared to some other teams. But I think Buford's defense will find a way to rebound in a game that might start off pretty tight, but Buford's going to find a way to make a big play on either side of the ball, and they'll find an opportunity to really command it after that. So I because they have some playmakers on either side, it's tough to play over there if you're a visiting team, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
as much as I love call to see, it's one of the situations as well. Like I'd love to see Carlson County win this game as a fan of just
Right.
it's just a good story. I'd love to see Carlson win it, but I think Buford knows how important this one is. They're gonna be ready. Bryce Latimer's gonna game plan well, and Buford is gonna find a way to win this one.
Yeah, I agree. I think Buford. The thing with me is Carleton. Like I know they try hard, they just don't have enough there right now. Very young team as well. That's the other issue that they're having right now. Young, a little inexperienced.
Mhm.
I think Buford's got a little more experience on that team, although they are a younger team. But I think they got a bit more experience compared to Carleton County. I
Oh,
think
certainly. Yeah.
both defenses are going to go at it, but I think it's obviously up to which offense plays better in this game. And I think Buford's got the better offense here compared to Carleton County. So I think it will be a tight game. I think I kind of agree. I think it's about a 2-score game. I think Buford runs away right across the finish line. They get that extra stretch, and I think they win by 2 scores.
Yeah. I'm going to say like 20-6 or something like that. Like I think it's going to
Yeah.
be pretty low scoring slog, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong many, many, many times before.
Should have took the over on flags between Buford and Bluffton last week. I should.
Yeah, I'll take the
Would've
over
been
on
them.
flags every week and every game mostly, because they seem to like to throw them. But all right, we've arrived at the main event. So as far as I'm concerned, I think as far as we're all concerned,
Yeah,
well,
this is the
you
game
guys
of the
have a
week.
main event because you got to go there. But this is
This
the biggest game of the week.
we've got our game of the week, which for
Yeah,
us is the biggest game of the week. But
yeah.
in the
But
grand
this is the
spectrum,
game of
in
the
the
week. Yeah,
grand
Yeah.
chasm that is this week in high
right.
school football, this is the game.
It
Yes.
is, and it'll be on Beaufort's own Beaufort County Television. Bishop England at May River. Bishop England was up to number 3 in Class 4A last week before Hilton Head knocked the shine off
Not
the Battle of
anymore.
Bishops. They're down to number 10 now. May River knocking on the door, receiving votes. This is a huge game because
Yeah.
for Bishop England, it's massive. I mean, to take a second loss in the region would be huge. For May River, it's massive because they want to stay in that hunt to win it all, and they would have Hilton Head coming to them next week for what would be a first place showdown.
And you and I will be there,
Fantastic
JJ.
matchup.
Yes, sir. Massive game. Sharks dominated last year, 35-8. I expect the way Hilton Head ran the ball last week, I expect May River will be able to get something going on the ground. Sean Mitchell should have a big night. I do think that May River's got to pressure the quarterback. We heard BJ Payne say how important it was that they got pressure on Quinn Mahoney and forced some
Yeah.
throws that were just a little bit off the mark.
Yeah.
The Sharks will have to do that. They have some guys who can do that up front with Xavier Polite and Michael Poole and Charlie Crace. So, I think those guys are going to get the push they need up front to disrupt the Bishop England offense just enough. I expect this to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to say May River by
Take
a
the
field goal
over.
or a touchdown, and take the over. We're going to be in the high 60s, low 70s potentially in this one, I think. But I'll take the Sharks at home.
I'm going to take him too. I tell you what, Tran has really impressed me
Yeah,
from what
he's
I've
good.
heard out of you guys, and you've got just the ability to run the football. Obviously, if Johnson's able to play and get some things done, and then I say it all the time, May River doesn't play a flashy brand of football. They're a grind it, run the football between the offensive lines, get some leverage on defense, go downhill. May River plays like a lot of teams too, including the two that I'm going to be calling tomorrow.
They play like the guy who just plowed into the end zone for the Giants, Cam Scatterboo.
Right. Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. I really like what May River's doing, and the fact that they're battling with Bluffton and Hilton Head for positioning is going to be great heading into that game that you mentioned, JJ, that you have the call of next week, and I'll be scouting it for you for Loco because we have a bye at WHHI next week. Leading into that, I'm going to see the Sharks and take them, and I'm looking forward to seeing what this team can do heading into the battle with Bluffton and the Bluffton Bowl to end our regular season in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Boys.
Good.
Sharks, Bishop England.
This is going to be a tight one, I think. Bishop England right now coming off, they're going to be coming in angry. I mean, a tough game to start the year, or to start region play rather for the Battling Bishops. And I felt like they were a couple plays away from being in it, even though Hilton Head kind of blew them out. They're going to come in this game. They're going to be hungry. They're going to be ready to go. May River, really comes for them. It all comes down to how they can play defensively, because this Bishop England team, I feel like they're going to be in for a big rebound performance. They have a quarterback in Mahoney who it was an uncharacteristic performance from him. Now, all credit to Hilton Head for how they were able to shut him down, or at least control him for most of that game, because that defense, I'll tell you what, maybe I'm not sure how much film they'll be able to see, but maybe May River can kind of do what Hilton Head was able to do and try to deliver some pressure on them for to get some stops. But I just think that Bishop England is going to come in ready to execute their game plan and to move the ball down the field, because they've got some tremendous weapons out wide. But this May River defense, they've shown that they can handle some tough moments and find ways to come through. If May River can get a couple of big stops, I like their matchup in the run game. They have some dudes who've been able to just deliver and pick up good chunks of yardage. I mean, we knew Andrew John. Not sure how what the status of these guys will be, but that'll be impactful. But to see what May River's been able to do in the ground game and opportunistic passing, I really like the way this offense has looked. Yeah, they may not have an Ahmad Green or a talented weapon under center, but they just execute really well. They block well, and Hilton was able to run all over Bishop England a week ago. So I just think it just bodes well. Just a week later,
I agree.
If May River can hit the ground running and get some solid gains offensively, I think they're going to be in good shape. If they grab a lead early, they know how to really make it tough on you. Even they almost came trying to beat West Ashley. So I'm really starting to feel why I'm feeling May River. They've been lying the weeds, receiving votes in the poll for the first time. I think this is the breakthrough week for the Sharks. I think it's going to be another tough performance by Bishop England, another long bus ride back to Charleston for the Battling Bishops. I'm going with the Sharks.
Alrighty, Max.
Yeah, I've been debating about this one. This is really tough. I honestly, my biggest question for me with May River is how the secondary holds up against that passing attack that Bishop England has. I think that's the biggest question going into this game is how can the secondary, stop the passing game, especially when you have a quarterback as good as Quinn Mahoney, and he's been a fantastic player over the last couple seasons, and we saw that last year. We've seen that so far this year, despite the uncharacteristic performance that he had against Hilton Head this past week. I like this May River team. They've been proving to a lot of people that they can hang with anyone right now, and they've really done it well. Like we've said, laying in the weeds. Time to attack. Get out of the weeds. It's time to attack tonight or tomorrow night. And I think they get the job done. I was really debating about going with Bishop England here, but I think they get the job done. They're at home. It's going to be a raucous crowd over at the Tank, and I think this is a big win coming up for May River tomorrow night. I think they get the job done, but this will be close. I give it a touchdown difference.
We give it 5 stars. Tune in. Must see TV on Beaufort County Television and Beaufort's Own for May River versus Bishop England. It'll help us sort out a lot of what's going to happen in Region 6-4A. All right, boys, we got them all previewed. We are all set for Week 7. Let's look back at Week 6 for a second and look at some,
Oh yeah, we got
great
some hardware to hang
performances.
out, don't we?
Yeah, and we didn't do any voting per se on this, but I think we can all agree the ultimate player of the week was Thaddeus Zarnecki
Oh.
from Hilton Head.
Oh,
What
yeah.
a dude.
21
Yes.
for
Yeah.
187
Holy
and 3
Moses.
touchdowns on the ground, 7
Man.
tackles solo, 2 tackles for loss, a sack, and a pick that he returned 58 yards live on Loco Pigskin Live with the call by Wes Kerr. So that's
Yep.
Zarnecki, amazing
talk about-
performance.
You talk
for
about
Hilton
Cam Scattaboo. You want to talk about someone who's like Cam
Yeah.
Scattaboo? There's a guy like Cam Scattaboo right there. That is
He
a
takes the
bulldog
and he keeps on ticking.
through and through.
Yeah,
Tough
absolutely.
dude. Tough dude. Offensive player, I don't think you can vote against 478 passing yards.
If
No.
if you do,
No.
you are crazy.
By the
Mike
way, he's the
McCarthy's
number
gotta
one
get that one.
quarterback.
But in order to, it's either that or you
Wow.
vote against 243 rushing yards on 10 carries, which is very hard to do as well.
Yeah.
280 total yards on 11 touches from Jaden and Nabonet is insane. But yeah, McCarthy 21 to 28, 478 and a touchdown, rushed
He
13
was an
times for
absolute
47
man.
Damn
yards
near
and
perfect.
3 touchdowns. So that's an incredible night.
Yeah.
And then defensive player, there were definitely a lot of good nominees. Hampton County had some big numbers, Braden Blake and Gavin Polite especially. But Will Jimenez had a monster game.
He's
I
the
think
guy
you
that
could-
I took.
Yeah,
was-
I
was
think you'd go
Jimenez.
Jimenez slightly, but Bigger might have been the most valuable player. Just the push he got up the middle with the 3 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and 2 quarterback hurries was so important. But Jimenez had the counting stats for sure: 10 tackles, 7 solo, 2 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, 3 quarterback hurries, and a 4th fumble. Just a monster night from that kid. And I hope he's still got his mammoth duo
Both-
bingo streak.
Both guys are just freaks on that defense.
It's a really good defense. It's a
Yeah.
really, really solid defense.
It's
They
a
proved
it's a
that
BJ Payne
last week.
defense.
Yeah, and it's about as
maul
good as he's
people.
had too. They're
Yeah.
really, really solid at all levels, and they're proving it. So they get the week off, and then they get the Sharks in the tank, and I mean, it's the 2 lower teams in the rankings in the region at
Yep.
that point for them. So it's shaping up good for the Seahawks if they can take care of business next week. We'll see.
Here's a question I have for you guys. Obviously, the game of the week, like I said, in the entire scasm of
Yeah.
the week is definitely May River and BE, like we talked about. But on the Skeeza side, do you guys think the most important game's the game that Max and I will be at that I'm calling between Hilton Head Prep and JP2?
Well, maybe not the most important just because it's a non-region game and there are
That's a
some
good point.
region games on there. But I don't think any of those will be competitive. So,
Okay.
but I'm not sure yours will either necessarily. It's the most important in terms of the Loco just because it's Loco on Loco. I would give
Right.
you that.
Yeah, there's no doubt
Those are our
about that.
favorite games for a reason. Somebody wins. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Yes.
Yeah.
that's the beauty
doubt.
of it. Somebody wins, guaranteed winner. All right. Well, shout out to our other sponsors, Hudson's Seafood House on the Docks, presenting sponsor of Under the Bus. We had a new episode out Tuesday night, and I was sitting in for Rich Basirko, and I'm sure we'll have some fun next week when we talk about the Yankees lose.
Is he due to come back sometime soon?
We're
He
not
and-
sure
he and
if
Karen
Rich is
are
ever returning
it
from
up.
Italy. It was like a month-long trip. So
awesome.
yeah, he's out for a while.
They
Having a
deserve
good
it.
time. Absolutely.
They definitely deserve it.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure how well you know Karen, but my mom worked with his wife Karen for many years at Hilton Head Hospital,
Wow.
and I got to meet her a couple of times. And certainly from hearing from my mom and from Rich, what a
saint.
fine lady she is.
She's a saint,
Oh,
to say the least. And that woman
Love
had
the
to cancel
Basircos.
more vacations because of that man's job over the years. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
needed to spend a month in the old country eating it up and drinking it up. So
Mancha
looking
big
forward to
time.
having Rich back though on Under the Bus, presented by Hudson Seafood House on the docks. Also, shout out to Twinge and Twombly personal injury attorneys in Beaufort. Rare name, remarkable service from Twinge and Twombly, and HHI Windows and Doors. Our old friend Richard Barron from Coach Barron from Hilton Head Prep, now getting you set up with windows and doors to improve your view of the Low Country. Reverence Wrestling Club, our official wrestling sponsor and presenting sponsor of the Lowco Grind, coming soon as wrestling season just around the corner. And of course, Jay's Barbershop, the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. All right, parting thoughts, fellas. What you got, Marcus Walsh?
I'll start off. I tell you what, these MLB playoffs, it took me a little bit of time to get into them.
Yeah,
Because
and then
of
you
the
had to
fact that
mourn.
my
Yeah, you had
Guardians
to
got
mourn.
beat. But you know, I'm into it now. I really like Seattle's chances to get her done. I think
Game
tomorrow
5.
night, you know, game 5, it's at home. I really like that. I obviously saw the end of the Phillies Dodgers game that
Womp
ended a little bit
womp.
earlier, and all I got to say is Bob
Oh.
Uecker was saying up there in heaven, just a bit outside on that throw from the pitcher to the plate. It was not even close.
Yikes.
An
Play was at
intriguing,
1, by the way.
absolutely, the intriguing development of what could happen in the World Series, and I say could because this will not make you happy, JJ. If Seattle goes up and takes on Milwaukee, you will have a scenario of the two cities that one organization used to be in one, and then it
Yep.
switched to the other because the Seattle
Oh, yeah,
Pilots
Right.
used
Right.
to, you know, ended up
Yeah,
becoming the Milwaukee Brewers.
Right. Yeah.
My question for you guys, and I was trying to look this up earlier, how did the Seattle Mariners come to be?
They were
Were they
an
expansion?
expansion team. I want to say they had company expansion team in '69. I want to say Seattle Mariners expansion.
I would love to see the Mariners in the World Series. I mean, this
I would too.
team is reminding me a lot of that.
77.
But
They have
one
that
But-
America's team kind of through all of them right now. They
Yeah.
really
but
do.
I'd also
I think
I'd also
Cal
like to
Raleigh.
see- I also like the Blue Jays too.
I
Like,
wouldn't
like
be
how
against
those
them
teams
either.
are
Oh,
playing.
how about this, Marcus? You could have, and it seems likely, an ALCS featuring the two expansion franchises added in 1977, the Seattle Mariners and the Toronto Blue Jays.
Blue Jays. That's right.
They both came into the league in
I think we
77
will see
together.
that.
Yeah, it looks that
And
way.
I was watching a few minutes of Under the Bus with you guys the other day, and Bob mentioned Seattle and Toronto, and for a second I thought heard him mention World Series between those two teams, and I thought to myself, he just had to have been mentioning, he had to have just been mentioning that they could meet up in the
Yeah.
playoffs. Because I'm like,
Misspoke.
that's
There's a lot of
not happening.
misspeaking at that at the advanced age of our Under the Bus panels. I'm always like,
he's got at
you
at
said
the end
wrong name.
at the end of the day, he's got more knowledge than any of us.
Oh God, yeah, all of
So I mean,
them. They're incredible, but they just can't pull a name out from the recesses of all that knowledge
Right.
in a short time sometimes, and I can relate to that because I'm getting worse
Oh.
and worse with that all the time.
From time to time,
Your brain just
I do
gets
too.
full. By the time you're old, your brain is full of things, and you got to dig
Right.
deep in there to find some of that stuff.
In the
Not our
interwebs.
fault. That's right.
Yeah, the interwebs.
All right, Max Araj.
Interwebs.
You it looks like you have a uni watch for us. I just want to say
Oh, boy.
you let us down last week. You did not tell us that the Bucks were going to be wearing those beautiful
The creamsicle jerseys,
throwbacks,
right?
and the
Sorry.
And Seattle did too.
Seahawks are going to be
Yeah.
wearing their beautiful throwbacks. The same
Yes.
game. It was
Love
going to
it.
be like Steve Largent.
By
That
the
was
way,
fantastic. I was
throwback.
watching
Even
the Red
Berg.
Zone. That was
Speaking
a great
speaking
game,
of-
by the way, too.
Great.
Yeah, it
Unfortunately,
was.
for as a
Tampa
Panthers or
only
a
plays
Falcons
great
fan,
games.
for a Panthers or a Falcons fan, it was not what you wanted to see because the Bucks are just winning all the close one-score games this year.
I
They're all coming out
hate
at the
it.
end, and
Tampa Bay right now. I can't tell you how much I
I
hate
like
Tampa
them.
Bay
They're
right
so
now.
fun to watch.
They are fun
they're
to watch,
so fun
which
to
makes me hate them.
well,
Anyway,
I mean, and I probably hate them even more because the guy who's
They
their
have your
quarterback, who has been
Yeah.
uh,
True.
Who's
Anyway,
your quarterback?
actually, speaking of which, next week when I do a uni watch, there is a throwback matchup in the NFL that I will tell you guys about that will be taking
You
place.
also didn't tell us about
next
those
week.
iced out Bills jerseys. Those were pretty sick.
I didn't know
Those
they were
were-
doing that. I did not know
I
until
like
the day
those.
of. Sorry.
Some people
but
didn't like
I got
those.
some-
I like those.
I got some college.
I did
got
too.
some college unis for you. This is Oregon's for this week. The green helmets, which I think are very clean.
Yeah, I love that shiny.
Yeah.
Here, hold on.
That's
There's
nice.
another view of them
Mm-hmm.
right there. That
Their
is.
helmets are always off the charts.
Oh, it's so good.
It's just a
But
great
with the
look.
black jerseys and the green pants, I think it's like a really good combination. Because sometimes,
yeah, it's strong.
sometimes with me, Oregon does some uni combinations, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, nah.
Yeah,
I'm
they
not
do
right.
some weird color combos
Yeah,
at times. I
But
agree.
so there's Oregon's. How about this one? This is interesting because I've never seen them do this before. Georgia Tech is going to have these helmets. Take a look at those.
What is
the
that on
old
the helmet?
school-
Is that
It's
a
the
bumper?
yellow
Yellow
jacket, but
jacket.
it's
It is
in
the yellow
gold.
jacket, yeah.
It's in like
old
gold.
school yellow jacket. It's just
Yep.
gold. I don't know if I like that,
Oh, I like it.
but I like the helmet.
Stripe on
I
the
just don't like-
uniform's nice.
if I want to see the yellow jacket, I want the yellow jacket to be like the actual like yellow and black, yellow
Yeah,
jacket.
I think
I
I would
agree.
have done yellow on the body segments there.
But
the thorax.
I do like them.
That-
I like how they're doing that because I have not seen them do that in actually
it's a
ever.
good
I don't know if
look.
I've ever seen them
That-
put that on a helmet.
Oh,
So
That uni
very
kind of
cool.
reminds me of the LSU alternate concept that has the gold on it. It works
I
for
like it.
LSU. It doesn't work for that.
Yeah.
I like the
Oh,
gold
really?
on the sleeve. The helmet's throwing me off.
What,
Oh,
the
I
purple and
love it.
gold
Eh.
or the white?
Mm.
Are you talking about the white?
Oh,
helmet or
I'm
the purple and
I'm
gold?
talking about
Georgia Tech.
a little bit of all of it. I like the stripes on the sleeve, but
Those are nice.
the helmet in particularly. Eh.
All right. Next
I dig
one.
it.
App
Alright,
State. This
then.
one's going to be a little difficult to see, but we'll
you do this?
hopefully get that in. Can you all see that? Do I need to hold on?
Yeah,
It's
I
cool.
can see it good enough. I like the helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
the point. So they're on
yeah.
the road at Georgia State, which has
Yeah.
one of the weirdest football stadiums on in America, being that it was a baseball
Turner
stadium,
Field?
Turner Field. Yeah. And somehow
Wow.
they never were able to fully configure it into a football field. So it's just
Yeah.
it's a very weird field.
It's cool.
But yeah, I do like that. That's their mascot helmet, which is really cool. I do like those quite a lot. And Appalachian State is one of the most beautiful campuses.
Oh my
if you've
God.
never been
Have
to
you
App
seen the
State-
pictures of their fall baseball?
Oh
their fall
my
baseball
God, it
promo
is
where they
the
show
most
the
beautiful.
so
So I'll tell you
gorgeous.
this: I visited App State in the fall. I got to see their baseball field in the fall at
Yeah.
sunset. It
Ah.
was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, and because I'm
Unbelievable.
such a big baseball fan, I absolutely loved it. All right, finally, Ole Miss with
Ole
the
Miss.
red jerseys.
Yeah, they got a
Powder
great
blue
color
helmet.
scheme.
Love
Yeah,
it.
that's a great look. It's a great look.
That's awesome.
That's a perfect look.
mean-
I love that. I do like those powder blue helmets. Something about them is just
That's a
special.
great look.
And
They have
so
a great color scheme. They always look good.
yeah, they do. The funniest thing is they wear navy blue jerseys as well with navy blue helmets. I'm
Right.
like, God, how many more colors can you possibly have?
Right.
But they all
right.
work
Yep.
really well.
Well,
Yeah.
Especially
they
that
need
one.
to get hooked up with Phil Knight
Yeah,
in
right.
Oregon.
It
Yes.
is beautiful.
Well, they're hooked up with
so-
Phil Knight, just not
Oh, are they?
not at the Oregon. I mean, they're Nike, but they're just not at the
Oh,
Oregon
that's
level.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
there you
They're
go.
not at the Oregon level.
I didn't realize they were
Ooh, that
Nike.
jacket.
So
that
makes sense.
jacket's slick.
Yeah,
Oh,
look at
that is
Oh.
spicy. I like
That
that.
is cool.
Hotty
So those are my
toddy.
those are my jersey unis for the week.
Max, and this
fellas.
has been Max's Uni Watch. Right
You know
Very
what?
looking
I gotta
forward.
get like I gotta get a separate video, like an intro video, where we're like, all right,
There we
guys,
go.
you know
Whole
what time it
segment.
is, and then
And
we
now
do
it's
an intro.
time for Max's Uni Watch.
Yeah.
Gotta
By the way,
put that on
like
your
I said-
podcast there, Max.
For those of you watching, yeah, I
Next,
know. Like I said, for next week, watch out for all of you who are watching next week. There is a throwback matchup in the NFL that will be taking place next week that I will show you guys.
I love those.
this
Those
time
are
next
cool that they're like making.
I just
them
like
so
that now the throwbacks are from when I was a kid. instead
Yeah,
of from
dude.
like
Oh,
the
yeah.
1950s.
Take shit.
Yeah.
Get you
Yeah.
all
Wait a
That
second.
was
nostalgic.
the kid is now
I'm
the
such an idiot. It's this
ancient
week.
era.
I'm so stupid. All right, I got to
Well,
get it
then
up.
let's
Oh,
get it up,
Y'all go
okay.
to the next one. Y'all go to the next person. I'll show you guys
All
at
right,
the end.
Wes, what do you got?
All right. So after another outstanding year traveling across the country, the Savannah Bananas are
Yeah.
about to implement a Banana Ball League in 2026, and there will be 2 new teams that will join this new league. The Lowco Beach Coconuts and the Indianapolis Clowns. The 2 teams uh, that will join the Bananas, the Party
I
Animals,
wasn't
the
expecting that.
Pollinators, and the Firefighters. So there'll be 6 teams in this league, and it'll all be I mean, it'll be a traveling circus in a way. They'll
Yeah.
all be traveling towards different venues, and they will compete for a championship in the inaugural season of this Banana Ball League. So
They
good
had
team to
a
expand.
they had a live city selection show tonight that was
Yep.
on TV where they were announcing the cities they'll be playing in this season, and they had the players coming out and hyping it all up, and looked like it was quite a party. So Banana Ball continues to grow and
I
take
think I
over.
saw some of the like pre-show festivities on. I guess it was on ESPN or something.
Yeah,
When the Funky Bunch and I were at Java Burrito after
yeah,
Mhm.
today.
yeah. I tuned in
Um,
for a minute just to see what it was all about. And then
yeah,
I flipped it to Real
I
Sports.
believe one of the coaches is one of the former Red Sox heroes, the 2013 World Series, Shane Victorino, will be one of the coaches
Really?
in
Oh,
this.
nice.
Yes,
Nice.
yep. So that's pretty
Look,
cool.
man, they've found a way to make
Yep.
baseball really appealing to people that baseball hasn't been that appealing to, and for that I am grateful.
And then
I hope it
for the
continues to
Indianapolis
be a
Clowns,
bridge
another
to the
World
game.
Series hero from the Philadelphia Phillies, Ryan Howard. So
Really
Yeah.
yes, yep.
nice.
Big
The Ride
Ryan.
That's
Dog.
nice.
Ryan
Yeah.
All right,
Express.
they're really
Clowns are
tapping
named.
into
Yeah, so
Philly.
the name Clowns came from a team from the Negro League back in the 1920s.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think
Yeah,
the Indianapolis
right.
Clowns
Yep.
were a Negro League team. I thought that was the case. That's cool. I like that homage.
It's awesome.
Very good, Max. You got that other jersey up
I
for us
do.
yet?
I do.
All
Hold
right.
on. Let me get my camera up here and see if I can share it. All right. Monday Night Football. This coming Monday, the Atlanta Falcons are taking on the Buffalo
Oh,
Bills. The
Buffalo
Falcons will
Bills.
be wearing their throwbacks.
Yes,
Those
red
so
helmets.
very nice. You know this.
I'll be watching Chris Fowler and
Love
company.
those red helmets.
Oh,
Yep,
yep.
Those are my favorite things on planet Earth. Is
Steve
those red helmets
Bartkowski.
yep.
with that gold stripe down the middle with the black and
Yes,
the white. Oh,
classic
it's so
stuff right
good.
there. Yes,
But the Buffalo Bills will be wearing these.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I
Throwback.
love those.
oh
Those are
nice. You
good.
got the old
Those are
throwback
good
helmet.
looking.
Very nice.
Look
Good
at
stuff.
I
that.
like that
They are
helmet.
bringing those back. Throwback against throwback. Monday Night
Nice.
Football, ladies and gentlemen.
Love it.
Love
Prime time for
Yeah,
that. So
it's
I'm
great.
glad I got that out, or else I wouldn't have gotten it out, and then you guys would have yelled at me. Why didn't you tell me about this? So there you go.
Love the throwback.
Good stuff, Max.
Love the
Yep.
throwback.
So
Right on.
All
Well,
right, you got
I
the-
will close with a shout out to my Canes boys cross country team. We ran yesterday at Hampton. Shout out to Hampton as well, hosting a great meet, great track. The kids really liked the route, the course, and almost all of our boys ran PRs or close to it, at least season bests. We
nice.
smoked Bamberg, which is all that matters. That's the biggest thing at our school. There is no Ridgeland cross country team, so it's beat Bamberg. That's what matters. And we got one more before, 1 or 2 more before the region meet, and then we go into the qualifiers. But always fun to go on the road with the kids and compete, and then get to stop and eat after and make memories and all that
Yep.
stuff. So just
Yep.
as always, get your kids in sports. And the
Yeah,
earlier the better.
honestly.
It gives them a chance to keep playing as long as they can
Yep.
and maximize their potential. But get your kids in sports
Oh.
because no matter how good they are, the lessons they learn and the memories they make and the friendships they make are all going to be worth it, no matter what
Youth
happens.
sports is
I'm-
such an anchor for. Yep.
I'm going to extend that to one other thing that we're getting a lot of talk about, certainly with the NFHS, the National Federation of High Schools,
Yeah.
working predominantly with the South Carolina High School League. I mention them all the time about
Yep.
looking for officials on broadcasts. We've got commercials that are running courtesy of Larry Gandalf Jacomot. He's the wizard of our crew.
Gandalf.
He's
Gandalf.
he's one of a kind. Thanks
Yeah.
to Larry for getting the commercials on. Those include, and I speak as somebody that has done both. I know Max has been involved in both, sports from athlete broadcast, but also the fine arts. I
Yes.
still sing in choirs. I've been
Yep.
singing since I was 12 years old,
Absolutely.
Same.
and going through all of the different things that I've done athletically, certainly from my days, as the manager of our basketball team and whatnot. And it means something to have the fine arts and the performing arts in schools as well, which are
Yes.
judged and adjudicated in
And I
certain
was
areas
also a
like
member of
OMCA
we had
and
a full
OMEA
orchestra.
and that type of thing too.
We had a full orchestra when I was at the Hilton High School, so that was a ton of fun.
Awesome.
Yep.
So
Yes.
those mean a
In your
lot too.
theater program, be in the school play.
Yep.
Come on,
Support
get
the
out
arts.
there.
They're very
I'll
important.
tell you right now. In my time at Hilton Head Christian, I did, I think, 14 school productions
musicals.
in theater. So I did
Nice.
theater, I did baseball, I did
Yeah.
cross
It makes
country.
you
I
a
did
more
it all.
well-rounded person. It
Yep.
makes
Yes,
you-
it
And I
does.
played,
That's right.
and I played. I was a musician as well, so I did jazz band as well.
and
and
it's
stuff like that.
fun. It's
Yeah,
fun.
it is. It is fun.
Nothing like it.
Having
Yeah.
shared experiences. I mean, and I didn't do fine arts that much, but I did the parliamentary procedure team through Business
Speech and
Professionals
debate,
of
very
America
good
in
too.
high school, and it was so fun. It was like improv comedy. Well, it was improv, but then I added the comedy because we would get
You-
like a list.
You
of
were the
things we would have
jester of
to-
your parliamentary procedure
always,
group.
always.
So I
you
got
would
And
get
it
a
doesn't
list of
surprise
like,
me in the least.
just be
you
like,
get
so
a
I
list
got a
of things
discussion
that you
for
had to
guys.
include in your little sketch, basically, and then you would act out like an official meeting using Robert's Rules of Order and
Yep.
introduce all those different. You had to introduce all those different concepts,
I can-
and so
I can
we'd
see
have
it
to
now
write a
with you,
script,
Justin.
and I would always
Mhm.
find something that I could write a crazy part to a funny part to the script to, and that would be my part. And
That's
that
hilarious.
was always my role.
I could
was
see
to
you
take
doing
on
that.
the
You
comic
just start
relief,
off.
the
You
improv
just start
comedy.
off a speech. You just start off a speech debate saying, "So I got something for you guys to discuss."
No, it would be like point of order, and then I'd jump up with like the craziest point of order.
How
you know,
about that
like
airline food? It's
the
just
wildest
something
stuff.
stupid.
Justin Jarrett,
it's
the
so fun.
jolly jester.
Absolutely, always looking for the laugh,
Jolly
always going
Jester
for the
Jarrett.
laugh, and always happy to meet a new friend like George Mack.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, boys. It's been great tonight. Enjoyed it. Going to be great tomorrow night. Another great night of high school football in the Loco. Check out our friends
Local
Marcus Walsh
Pigskin
and Max
Live.
Raj on the WHHI TV Game of the Week. 4 o'clock kickoff in Sea Pines. You'll be able to find it on their YouTube channel streaming live, and then
3:30
replayed
pregame with
throughout the
Forrest.
week. There you go. 3:30 pregame with Forrest. Check it out on YouTube, WHHI TV, and then you'll have Beaufort's Own streaming the May River versus Bishop England game, and then we'll be live around 9:30 to take you through the end of the night with Lowco Pigskin Live. So we'll see you back here then. Thanks to all of our sponsors, especially the All-Stars, Mickelson Law Firm, and WHHI TV. Thanks to all of you who showed up to listen or watch, and thanks to my wingmen. For Marcus Walsh, Max Araj, and Wes Kerr, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Lowco.